Couple housekeeping announcements. I'd like to thank Sarah Jacobs, photographer for the Hagerstown Community College. She'll be taking photographs throughout the ceremony, and those photographs will then be forwarded to your graduates, but feel free to take all the pictures you'd like as well. Additionally, I'd also like to thank Jason Berman, technician, and Ryan Edwards, assistant technician for the Kepler Theater. They'll be recording the ceremony as well tonight, and that will be available to the graduates sometime early next week. Bathrooms are out the main entrance down the hall to the left, and immediately following the conclusion of the ceremony, there'll be food and beverages served by the staff of the Hilltop Grill, located here on campus. Everything will be out in the main lobby. Graduation will be starting promptly at 6 p.m., so I'd ask that everybody please be in your seats and silence your cell phones. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy the ceremony. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Lieutenant John Murray, the Assistant Director of Public Safety for the Hagerstown Community College Police Department. I will be your MC for this evening and would like to welcome you to the graduation ceremony for the Washington County Police Academy Class 06. I would ask that you please stand if you are able for the presentation of colors and the singing of our national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce our Color Guard, which is a joint venture between the Hagerstown Police Department and the Washington County Sheriff's Office, and Miss Madison Blosser, who will be performing our national anthem.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner
I would ask that you please remain standing for the invocation given today by Lieutenant Joe Footen of the Washington County Sheriff's Office.
Thank you. Throughout these past many months, you all have been challenged physically, academically, and emotionally. Your hard work, determination, and discipline have earned you a very special place in an amazing family, law enforcement. But being part of this family carries a very heavy burden. Going forward from here tonight, you will start to experience the worst that society has to offer. You will bear witness to death, mayhem, see families torn apart, handle crimes against children, and much more. You will see what humans are capable of doing to each other in unfathomable ways. Rarely will you get to see the best of what our society has to offer, because simply put, you're here because someone has to deal with that worst. But remember, with the absolute worst that you will see, there's always something out there much greater, and it is your job to protect it. But you can't do it alone. You will need each other, and you are now part of the support system of every officer that you know. That could be as simple as sharing a laugh together, giving a solemn pat on the shoulder, or even having a long cry together after a crisis. But being there with each other can only take you so far. The most important thing you can do is always turn to a higher power. Regardless of your faith or your beliefs, never forget that there is a greater force than yourselves. There will be times where you will find yourself in need of peace during chaos, and those are the moments you need to simply say a very small prayer. Many years ago, as a young patrol deputy, I developed a habit that has brought me comfort, and I continue to this day, and I ask that you do it as well. Before each shift, or every call for service, or every operation, I'd always say the same prayer: Lord, watch over us and keep us safe. That prayer did not extend to just myself and fellow officers, but to every single person that we encountered, good, bad, or indifferent. I can't tell you how many times that simple prayer invoked a calmness that only can be explained through a higher power. With that, I would like to say a slightly longer prayer for you tonight. As I pray to our Lord and Savior, I welcome everyone to pray in accordance of your own faith, or just remain in silence. Let us pray. Come, Holy Spirit, we thank you for all the blessings you have bestowed upon us. As these men and women graduate tonight and begin their careers in law enforcement, we ask that you watch over them, guide them, keep them safe, and comfort them. May your grace be extended through them so that they may show that same grace to all whom they encounter. Give them the courage to push forward when things seem impossible. Help them to remember that they are human and that they will learn through their experiences. And they will have the humility to know they cannot do it without you. And Lord, provide their families with the same comfort and help them find peace as well, knowing their loved ones are part of something much greater than themselves. For these new officers and deputies are your servants. Guide them to serve their fellow man with the same love and forgiveness that you provide to all of us unconditionally. This we pray in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Thank you.
Thank you, Lieutenant Footen. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce to you the Director of the Washington County Police Academy, Sergeant Patrick Kemmer.
Thank you, Lieutenant Murray. The Washington County Police Academy would like to welcome all of the families, friends, speakers, dignitaries, the Washington County Police Academy instructors, and public to the graduation ceremony of the Washington County Police Academy Class 06. The Washington County Police Academy operates through a board of directors with cooperation of 3 different entities that share a common goal. That goal is to produce the absolute best law enforcement officers to make our communities as safe as possible. I would like to thank those board of directors. Without their support, we would not exist. The Washington County Police Academy Board is comprised of Sheriff Brian Albert of the Washington County Sheriff's Office, Chief Paul Joey Kiefer of the Hagerstown Police Department, and Dr. James Klauber of the Hagerstown Community College. Class 06 is graduating today with 14 of law enforcement's newest and brightest. There are 6 cadets graduating from Washington County Sheriff's Office, 4 cadets graduating from the Hagerstown Police Department, 2 cadets from the Hagerstown Community College Police Department, 1 cadet from the Boonesboro Police Department, and 1 from the Frostburg State University Police Department. After 40 years in law enforcement and many academies, it is with pleasure that I stand before you today with this exceptional group of young men and women. I hope to believe that the pendulum has swung back towards sensibility in our world. It's been a tough few years. The silent majority are not near as silent, and the incredibly meaningless, senseless, negative chants are finally being recognized as nonsense. As President Ronald Reagan once said, "Evil is powerless if the good are unafraid." Through it all, we made it. Why? Because we are a nation of laws. Our job is and always has been to protect and serve. Through it all, we made it. More importantly, you made it. Not only did you make it, but you will forever hold the distinction of being the first class to graduate from the new Washington County Public Safety Training Center. As the director of the Washington County Police Academy, I know that I am only one small piece of the puzzle. I am blessed in having another seasoned veteran assigned to the academy. With that, I would like to thank Sergeant Stuart Heckman of the Hagerstown Police Department. Sarge, I need you to stand. Nah, you got to stand. Turn around and wave. Sergeant Heckman is the Assistant Director of the Washington County Police Academy. I certainly could not have gotten through this academy without him. His dedication and experience over 19 years in law enforcement has been and continues to be an invaluable asset to this academy. I also must thank Lieutenant Colonel Johnny Murray from the Hagerstown Community College Police Department. Lieutenant Murray is retired from the Hagerstown Police Department, the former Assistant Director of the Washington County Police Academy, and luckily for us, he still has his hand in teaching the academy. Lieutenant Colonel, please stand up. If you didn't notice, he's also our MC for the evening. I would like to thank the Hagerstown Community College administration and their staff for their hospitality in facilitating the academy and this event in so many ways. This would include the Hagerstown Community College administration, the police department, the security staff, the ARC staff, theater staff, printing department, custodial department, and the Hilltop Grill. Thank you to Madison Blosser for singing the national anthem, to Lieutenant Joel Footen for the invocation and blessing, and Ms. Kennedy Murray, who you'll see this evening keeping me straight by handing me all of the certificates and awards. I would also like to thank the instructors and volunteers, which include patrol deputies, police officers, criminal investigators, the medical examiner's office, and our local crime lab technicians. They're also from the state's attorney's office, emergency management, Turning Point, and the citizens from our community. It would be impossible to individually thank every person responsible for believing in, hiring, or providing funding for our programs. So, to all of the state and local legislators, county commissioners, mayors, city administrators and councilmen, and the staff from the Maryland Police and Correctional Training Commissions, I say thank you. A little applause for all those folks. Without them, we would not be here. If I may introduce our honored guests this evening, seated at the stage from your left to right. First, representing the Washington County Sheriff's Office, Sheriff Brian Albert. Representing the Washington County Sheriff's Office and recently retired, former Sheriff Douglas Mollendor. Representing the Hagerstown Police Department, Captain Tom Langston. Representing the Hagerstown Community College, President Dr. James Klauber. Representing the Hagerstown Community College Police Department, Chief Eric Byers. Representing the Boonesboro Police Department, Chief Kevin Morgan. And representing the Frostburg State University Police Department, Captain John Ralston. It is my pleasure to introduce our next speaker from the Washington County Sheriff's Office, Sheriff Brian Albert.
Thanks for everybody attending tonight. As Sergeant Kemmer said, you know, I'm recently elected in December, and before this speech tonight, I probably I searched the internet and looked for police graduation, motivational speeches, and you know, I just started reflecting back. I graduated from the Eastern Shore Criminal Justice Academy in 1992, so I reflected back on that a little bit. Didn't want to write something down, be real long-winded, because I know everybody wants to have their. It's about you guys, not about us. But I remember graduating from that academy, and there's probably not many people in this room that have a classmate that's here with you that graduated from that academy. I have somebody in the audience. I won't call him out, but we graduated. I thought that was kind of ironic. But I remember graduating from Salisbury. My dad come down, you know, and met me. Obviously, I had my vehicle down there at the time, and when we left, our graduation was during the day, and we had revolvers. So that's how long ago it was. A lot of them up here started with revolvers probably. And one speed loader. We only had one speed loader, so we were only allowed to have 12 bullets. But I remember coming home and I had to stop in Mount Airy at McDonald's to pee. And I know it's a bathroom story, but I remember standing in the bathroom and I'm like, I'm responsible for the gun on my hip now. And you know, that kind of came over me. And it was probably an analogy that I didn't come from a law enforcement background when I graduated, and my family did, and I was military, and my dad was a Navy guy, but you know, we didn't come from a law enforcement background, so I didn't grow up in it. So I remember I'm like, I'm responsible for that. But I tell that story to, you know, you're about to graduate, and you're responsible for so much more than that. You know, everybody has a video camera now with their phones. You know, you're here to serve the citizens. What I would take, I can tell you when I graduated in 1992, I never had any idea that I'd be standing up here as the sheriff of Washington County. And you might not either. We may have the new sheriff in the audience right now getting ready to graduate. So you never know where your career is going to take you. What I'd give you the advice is build relationships. I have relationships from my career with Natural Resource Police and now the Sheriff's Department. I have a friend in every county. It's just a phone call away. I have friends from every state just about, from being involved with national stuff, with the Natural Resource Police and some things that I did there. So, you know, savor that opportunity, build relationships. That's what it's about. Gravitate to someone in your department, wherever you go back to, that you respect and can mentor you, you know, and don't be afraid to ask for help, because it's out there for the giving. Sometimes you have to ask for it, but the biggest thing I would say is build those relationships, because there's relationships from that I've made throughout my career in the audience and on the stage, and that would be my advice to you. And thank you very much.
Thank you, Sheriff Albert. Our next speaker, retired Sheriff Doug Mollendor.
Well, before I begin, I'm going to ask every law enforcement officer, every correctional officer, even retired, please stand if you're in the audience. Don't be bashful. Come on. Thank you all for your service. This is now your family. All of these people that just stood up are your family. They're going to have your backs. You know, I just finished my career after 45 years. That's why I got this big smile on my face. You're just starting your careers. And everything that you learned in the police academy, all the training, all the skills, it's just starting for you. You're going to learn every day. You know, your next step is going to be going into field training where you're going to be riding along with experienced police officers and getting that experience from them. You know, take the good and the bad. All of us don't necessarily have everything together. We're not going to have do things exactly the way you would do them or somebody else would do them, but as long as they get done the correct way, that's the important part. Don't get caught up in the moment. It's easy, you know, doing a police chase or someone fleeing on foot to get caught up in that moment, the excitement, the adrenaline. That's what happens to a lot of police officers today, and that's why we're scrutinized so much, is because you get caught up in the moment and that adrenaline just kind of takes over. So, you know, keep a common head. Just think about what you're doing all the time. Take a deep breath. And most importantly, go home at the end of your shift every day. And make sure your fellow officers go home every day. And for the family members in the audience, just remember the things that these folks are going to see every day. When they come home and they may be acting a little different, they may be quiet, give them a little space, but be supportive. They may need a shoulder to cry on. Let them bring it up to you and talk to you about it. You know, that's your part in this role. You're part of this family as well. So I encourage all of you to, you know, support your loved ones. That's very important. I wish all of you well in your careers. I know from the past month being down at the training academy, this is one of the best classes that we've had. And I know that you all will do excellent. And I look forward to seeing you 10, 15, 20 years from now and seeing where you progress in your careers. God bless and good luck to all of you.
Thank you, Sheriff Mullendore. Our next speaker, my old boss, Captain Tom Langston.
Good evening. Much like the 49ers last week, I'm here by process of elimination. Chief Kiefer sends his regards. He couldn't be here tonight, but he extends his congratulations to all of you. I want to thank all the family members because much like your brothers and sisters in blue that you just introduced to, your family members are going to be the most important in your career and supporting you in what you see every day. I want to thank Sergeant Kemmer and Sergeant Heckman and all the instructors at the Academy for what they taught you. I hope that this won't occur, but probably what will happen is when you go out there next week and you get a field training officer, the first thing they're going to tell you is to forget everything you learned in the Academy. That's what they used to say. Do not do that. Build upon what you learned, learn how to apply it. Definitely don't forget it. A cowboy once said, I don't know which one exactly, but always said, life is not always logical. If it was, men would be riding a horse side saddle. I'll let that sink in for a minute. There are groups of people who believe everything they see on social media and the news and everything that's going on these days. They don't believe that you are here to serve and protect them. They believe the narratives that are flourishing out there. What you need to remember is it doesn't matter what they believe. You are here to protect and serve them. Policing nowadays is moving past especially, where Sheriff Mullendore came in and me and the rest of them, what we used to do, and you guys are the future of law enforcement. You get to build the model and be the example of what law enforcement should be. So Monday, for at least 4 of you, I hope, always come to work each day with the mindset you're going to make the city a better place to work, a better place to live. Always remember to set the standard, be approachable, be the one that the citizens come to in their darkest hour, not the ones they fear. Once again, I want to say congratulations and job well done.
Thank you, Captain Langston. Our final speaker from the stage tonight, President Dr. James Klauber.
Thank you, Johnny. Want to welcome everyone to the college, absolutely. I saw in the audience when I came in, I saw Commissioner Klein and Commissioner Randy Wagner here, so I want to welcome all our elected officials who came in. But I also want to certainly tell all of you and our commissioners that this academy represents what's right with Washington County. It's a partnership between our law enforcement agencies to create new law enforcement officers and to serve the people ultimately, not only of Washington County, but of Western Maryland. And it's great for HCC to play its role in that partnership to serve you all. Now, graduates, I have no experience in law enforcement. I am a veteran, but I have no experience in law enforcement to impart to you tonight. But I do want to tell you a couple of things. I want to build a little bit on what Sheriff Albert said to you a minute ago. I'm going to tell you what I tell our nurses when they come through here for nursing graduation. And maybe this might make some of the people in the audience a little queasy, but I tell our nurses, we've taught you just enough to be dangerous. And then they go off to work in the hospital. But we have. You have learned the knowledge that you need. But what you lack in your career is wisdom. And wisdom can only be gained by experience and time, unfortunately. But you will get those things. And as Sheriff Albert urged you to get out and build relationships, I want to urge you to get out and build mentorships when you get into your respective departments. What do I mean by that? Very quickly, you're going to see people in your department that you want to be like, people that you want to model yourself after over the course of your career, the shining stars in your respective law enforcement agency. Latch on to those individuals. Soak up every bit of knowledge that you can about what they do, how they behave, and I tell you, it will work for you. Look at me. I've got gray hair already and, in my mid-50s, but I still have 3 or 4 mentors that I call upon regularly to get advice, people I respect in higher education. So whatever your field is, you can go a long way with that. Build those relationships, but also latch on to those people who are successful and mold yourself to be like them. Congratulations. Look forward to hopefully one day seeing you out on the streets, as long as you're not stopping my car. And also thank you. Thank you for protecting my family and myself and all of our students here who are citizens and residents of Western Maryland. We're grateful for your service, and we thank you for keeping us safe. Have a good evening.
Thank you, Dr. Klauber. And just so you know, he drives a green Jeep Wrangler. It is now my pleasure to introduce to you the class speaker for the Washington County Police Academy, Class 06. The class speaker is chosen solely by the cadets of the class. This year, the class has chosen retired Sergeant Donald Layman. After 25 years of service, with the majority of those assigned to the Aviation Command, Sergeant Donald Layman retired from the Maryland State Police in December of 2020. For the last 11 years of his career, he worked primarily at Trooper 5 in Cumberland. As a 17-year-old, Sergeant Layman witnessed the aftermath of a car crash to which Trooper 3, a Bell Jet Ranger, responded. This event sparked an interest in the Aviation Command and was a catalyst for his beginning EMT training. Meeting members of the Maryland State Police Aviation Command further strengthened his desire to join the Maryland State Police. He was selected for and successfully completed Maryland State Police Academy 106 in December of 1995. Sergeant Layman is the only trooper flight paramedic to complete a mission at 60 years of age. While still a trooper flight paramedic, Sergeant Layman began teaching paramedic classes for the Washington County Fire and Rescue and the Hagerstown Community College. Today, Sergeant Layman is the lead paramedic instructor for the Washington County Department of Emergency Services and is currently teaching paramedic class 2101 at the new Washington County Public Safety Training Center. Ladies and gentlemen, retired Sergeant Donald Layman.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, family members, friends, join me in congratulating the graduates of Washington County Police Academy 06. Congratulations. You all walked through those academy doors on the first day of your experience full of anticipation and I'm sure some trepidation. As you placed your bags at your feet and presented yourself to Sergeant Kemmer and Academy staff, did you really know what to expect? I'm sure you heard rumors, but did you really know what you were getting yourself into? As I sat in my office in that building, I heard some yelling, a little cussing. I saw some of y'all run back out, drop things off that, yeah, you brought you really weren't supposed to, or you weren't going to need. And how many of you at that moment thought, what in the world have I gotten myself into? I remember in my academy days, after then First Sergeant Al Liebno made us change from our uniform to our PT clothes for what seemed to be the 50th time, I'm looking around thinking, what in the world did I just sign up for? But as I sat in that office and watched you all go through your progression, your PT in the mornings, it was kind of interesting. Some of y'all would sprint off in the beginning and then come just running back. Some of y'all ran off and then come limping back. But as you progressed through the weeks, I watched things, and sooner or later, I saw some of the stronger ones come back and pick up the slower ones with words of encouragement and motivation. Teamwork was forming. One day I asked Sergeant Kemmer, I said, you think all the candidates are going to make it? He said, we'll see next week because they have a nature walk. I'd heard rumors what that nature walk was all about. I've never been on it, but I had my own of that sort. But when y'all came back from that, I said, well, how'd they do? He said, well, they're certainly not quitters. Because apparently you all had plenty of opportunities to quit if you wanted to. And not a single one of you took that opportunity. So remember that day and that experience when the going gets tough during your career. I was a senior member in my academy class. I felt for you. I was 35 when I went on my nature walk in the State Police Academy. About halfway through that nature walk, I caught up to the youngest member in my academy class who wasn't yet 21. We looked at each other and we made a pact. You're the youngest, I'm the oldest. We're not going to leave each other. We're both going to finish this. And we did. We finished it side by side. So support each other when you finish that, until you finish that, cross that finish line. Remember this, never quit, work together, form a team, and above all, do the right thing. As you go out there on the streets, I have a few things for you to think about, just in random order. Remember this, positions are temporary, rank and titles are limited, but the way you treat people will always be remembered. You can move more people by dancing with them than you ever will by pushing them. Nobody cares how much you know until they know how much you care. New paper. Be the hand that reaches out. Be the smile for those who have no reason to smile. And be a light for those who live in darkness. You'll see a lot of it. And in the light of the conduct of some of the officers we heard about or seen on the news in recent days, remember this. Most people betray themselves long before they betray others. When you wallow with the pigs, expect to get dirty. So be the one who holds the line. Do the right thing. In fact, the biggest troublemaker you'll probably ever have to deal with looks back at you every morning from the mirror. Use your words to bless, not burn. You get what you give. Nothing is free and nothing is easy. Bust your butt every day. Work, relationships, life in general. Earn it. Don't ask for it. Always be the hardest worker in your group. The career you're starting is a dangerous one. I was reminded of this very early in my career. While I was still in the academy, I attended 2 funerals of my fellow troopers. One lost their lives by being shot in the line of duty. Another crashed his car on the way to help another officer. So be safe out there. Watch your 540, not just the 360, but all around. Support each other, and above all, remember those at home and go home to them at the end of the shift. I spent the majority of my police career in the aviation command, and I had a partner with an old trooper pilot. He had wisdom from experience. And one night I heard a bad crash go out on the scanner, and of course I was in the helicopter and running the helicopter, and they called for the helicopter. And I told my pilot, we got a call. He didn't even get out of his chair. He says, we're not going. I was mad. I wanted to go. The weather was kind of squishy, but I didn't think it was that bad. We could at least go take a look. I didn't talk to him the rest of the shift. The next morning, I'm packing up my stuff. He says, what are you doing, son? I said, I'm going home. He walked up, poked me in the chest, and said, that's right, son. As long as you work with me, you're going to go home at the end of every shift. You can be mad at me the rest of your career. I don't care. We're not going out there and not go home. And I had to admit he was right, because 10 minutes after he said we're not going, it was so foggy outside that I couldn't see more than 15 feet in front of my face. So the man with the wisdom understood what was coming. And the young guy who let his emotions get the control of him could have walked in something dangerous. So to end all of this, I'll read this, an adaptation from an article by Michael Morse published in the Fire Engineering. By the time you're finished with your career as a police officer, everything about you will have changed. You'll be older. You'll be more experienced. You'll have wisdom. You'll be confident, patient, and wise. Or you'll be old, disillusioned, angry, and bitter. Which will you be? The people with whom you started your career won't be the same either. That young kid I finished my 5-mile nature walk with, it wasn't even on the job when I retired. He went out early on injury. The friends you made along the way will be retired on a different group, in a different position. The ones who knew the idealistic kid who was just starting their career will be replaced by idealistic kids who are just starting theirs. They will only know what you project. They don't share your experiences or your passions. They don't know who you were. They only know who you are. You'll be a culmination of the experiences that shaped you, the things you do, the things you see, the lives you save and lose. All will have an impact on you. Yours will not be a normal life with a predictable trajectory. The ups and downs of a life of a police officer has ruined many good people and created its fair share of monsters. Fortunately, the police officer life instills a sense of camaraderie, purpose, competence, and resilience in most of us. And that camaraderie is something you seldom get anyplace else. So who will we remember when your time is through? The fearless officer with their entire career ahead of them, or the tired old officer who is putting in their time to collect the pension? The kid in the academy fascinated with every bit of knowledge obtained, eager to put it to use, or the officer who knows it all, done it all, and isn't impressed? The one who trained hard, or the one who goes through the motions? The one who responded to every incident with the desire to mitigate whatever happened, or the one who looks at every call as more of a problem than the opportunity is to create a solution? The one who wears the uniform indicative of the person wearing it, the one who looks back on their career with fondness and contempt, or contempt? The answer to these questions are completely up to you. In this unpredictable line of work, one thing is always under your control: how you handle it. There are no perfect officers. Each and every one of us have survived moments we regret. During your long career, there will be times that you question your commitment. Excitement fades, routine sets in, and friends come and go. Politics will wear you down, and time away from home becomes unbearable. So successfully navigate it all. It's imperative to hold on to the person you were before you became a police officer. Keep that person locked away inside of you. Talk to them when things get difficult. You weren't always burdened with the knowledge that life is cruel. Good people die for no reason, and sometimes the best you have to offer isn't good enough. This old you is actually the real you. So without the baggage, remember them. Stay connected to who you are. If so, you will be remembered as the officer who showed up, did the job well, and left the job far better than it was before you came along. And again, I say, congratulations on this milestone, becoming a police officer. Your career is in front of you. You have been given the training. You've learned the skills. The world needs you. We, the public, depend on you. We support you. Go forth, promote the good, abhor the evil, and above all, everyone goes home at the end of the shift. Congratulations.
Thank you, Sergeant Layman. Each and every cadet in this class is outstanding in many ways. The fact that these 14 men and women made it through a grueling hiring process and over 6 months of intense training is in and of itself a fantastic accomplishment. We will now take some time to present special individual awards and certificates of appreciation earned during this journey. Presenting the awards will be the Director of the Washington County Police Academy, Sergeant Patrick Kemmer. The first award presented this evening will be the Class Sergeant Award. This award is presented to Deputy Sean Bankson. The class sergeant is chosen by Academy staff based on their leadership qualities. The class sergeant is responsible for ensuring that not only their own work gets accomplished, but that of the entire class. Congratulations, Deputy Bankson. The Class Corporal Awards. These awards are presented to, from Squad 1, Officer Chastity Plummer, from Squad 2, Officer Jeffrey Nichols, and from Squad 3, Deputy Brandon Dillman. The class corporals are chosen by Academy staff based on their leadership qualities. The class corporals supervise cadets from their respective squads. Class 6 was broken down into 3 squads, each with its own corporal. Congratulations, Officer Plummer, Officer Nichols, and Deputy Dillman. An appreciation certificate awarded by the Academy staff for fulfilling the duties of quartermaster. This award is presented to Officer Curtis Chadister. This cadet is assigned to issue all equipment, ammunition, props, and weapons used during and throughout all training for the Academy, of course, under the watchful eye of the staff. Congratulations, Officer Chadister. An appreciation certificate awarded by the Academy staff for fulfilling the duties of the class medic. The award is presented to Officer Thomas Moretti. This cadet was assigned throughout the Academy for always having with him the medical supplies and being prepared for any medical emergency, regardless of the location of their training throughout the Academy. Congratulations, Officer Moretti. The next award presented will be the Top Gun Award, which is our firearms award. In the history of what started out as the Western Maryland Police Academy, transitioned into the Hagerstown Community College Police Academy, and is now the Washington County Police Academy, so covering a lot of decades there, this is the first female officer to ever win this award. Officer Mariah Dolan. This award is presented to the cadet with the lowest numeric overall time and highest score from the firearms portion of the Academy. Congratulations, Officer Dolan. The Evac Award. The Evac Award is presented to Officer Curtis Chadister. This award is presented to the cadet who led the class in times, scores, and instructor input during the Emergency Vehicle Operations course. Congratulations, Officer Chadister. The Academic Award. This award is presented to Deputy Joshua Davis. The Academic Award is presented to the cadet with the highest academic average throughout the entire Academy. The Academy consists of over 17 written tests, totaling more than 2,000 questions. Deputy Davis had an academic score of 98%. Congratulations, Deputy Davis. The PT Award. The PT Award is presented to Deputy Sean Bankson. The PT Award, or Physical Training Award, is presented to the cadet who displayed excellent overall physical fitness leadership, and had the lowest overall time during the Washington County Police Academy final physical training test. Congratulations, Deputy Bankson. Our last and final award is near and dear to my heart: faith, hope, and love. Faith and hope are yours alone, but love is shared. Christopher Nicholson, Chris, as he was known by most, graduated from the Western Maryland Police Academy in June of 2006 and was sworn in as a police officer with the Smithsburg Police Department in July of that same year. Tragically, Officer Nicholson paid the ultimate sacrifice and was killed in the line of duty on December 19th, 2007. I came to know Officer Nicholson as an instructor in the Western Maryland Police Academy and had the opportunity to see his growth as a police officer and as a young man as he embarked in this noble profession. During my encounters with Chris, he always had a smile on his face and a genuine love for service, a love that he shared with his brothers and sisters in the law enforcement community, as well as the community of Smithsburg that he so proudly served. I would ask that each of you please share with me in a brief moment of silence as we remember Officer Christopher Nicholson and vow that his service and sacrifice will never be forgotten. Please stand if you're able. And if we would take a moment of silence to reflect on Chris and the ultimate sacrifice that he paid. Thank you. The final award presented this evening is in honor of Chris. This award was created in 2013 and presented during the first graduating class of the Hagerstown Community College Police Academy, and the tradition will continue with the Washington County Police Academy. This award is not given out lightly, and in fact, there has been and will be graduating classes that a recipient is not chosen. Only those recruits in the past that have clearly demonstrated courage, determination, and the refusal to quit spirit embodied by Officer Nicholson are chosen to receive this award. The Washington County Police Academy proudly presents the award to Officer Chastity Plummer from the Hagerstown Police Department. Ladies and gentlemen, next will be the pinning ceremony and the receiving of the Certificate of Completion from the Washington County Police Academy and the Maryland Police and Correctional Training Commission. During this time, each graduate will receive their badge, which identifies them as a member of their respective police agency and an upright police officer or deputy sheriff. Their badges will be pinned on their uniform by the friend or family member chosen by the graduate. Upon completion of the pinning, each officer or deputy will receive their certificate of completion from the Washington County Police Academy as well as the Maryland Police and Correctional Training Center. I would encourage family and friends to please move forward toward the stage if you would like the photo opportunity. As a reminder, photographs are being taken throughout the ceremony by Ms. Sarah Jacobs, photographer for the Hagerstown Community College. From the Boonesboro Police Department, Officer Thomas Moretti. Officer Thomas Moretti is a 35-year-old graduate of the Washington County Police Academy. Officer Moretti will be pinned by his fiancée Heidi and mother Tracy Moretti. Officer Moretti is an 11-year veteran of the U.S. Army. Officer Moretti is proud of the time he has served as a police officer in the District of Columbia and hopes to bring that knowledge and experience to the people of Boonesboro, as well as the people of Washington County. Officer Moretti would like to thank his fiancée for all the long nights and early mornings, supporting his drive and dreams, as well as his family, friends, and classmates for the memories and support throughout this adventure. Officer Moretti would also like to leave you with these inspiring words. No matter your age, size, or challenges that you think are overcoming your path to greatness, just remember you have the drive and willpower to do amazing things in this world. Just keep pushing. From the Frostburg State Police Department, from the Frostburg State University Police Department, Officer Mariah Dolan. Officer Mariah Dolan is a 23-year-old graduate of the Washington County Police Academy. Officer Dolan will be pinned by her brother-in-law, Corporal Timothy Shrout of the Maryland State Police, and her parents, Jeff and Priscilla Dolan. Officer Dolan was born and raised in Old Town, Maryland. Officer Dolan graduated from Frostburg State University in May of 22 with her bachelor's degree in wildlife and fisheries. Officer Dolan would like to thank her family and friends for their constant love and support throughout this journey. From the Hagerstown Community College Police Department, Officer Stephanie Atha. Officer Stephanie Atha is a 22-year-old graduate of the Washington County Police Academy. Officer Atha will be pinned by her parents, Wendy and John Atha. Officer Atha was born and raised in Hagerstown, Maryland, graduated from the Biomedical Sciences program at the Washington County Technical High School in 2018. Prior to attending the Washington County Police Academy, Officer Atha was employed as a security officer at the Hagerstown Community College. Officer Atha would like to thank her fiancé, family, and friends for their support in her journey to becoming a police officer. From the Hagerstown Community College Police Department, Officer Curtis Chadister. Officer Curtis Chadister is a 25-year-old graduate of the Washington County Police Academy. Officer Chadister will be pinned by his parents, Thomas and Joanna Chadister. Officer Chadister graduated from the Washington County Technical High School in 2015 in the carpentry program. Officer Chadister received his associate's degree in criminal justice from the Hagerstown Community College prior to attending the police academy. Officer Chadister would like to thank his friends, family, and all his classmates in Class 06 for all of their support and guidance throughout the academy and throughout his future career in law enforcement. Officer Chadister would like to leave you with a verse from the book of Matthew. Matthew 5:9, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God." From the Hagerstown Police Department, Officer Ryan Howard. Officer Ryan Howard is a 24-year-old graduate of the Washington County Police Academy. Officer Howard is being pinned by his fiancée, Alexa Weatherwalks, and his parents, Paul Howard and Yulshan Ramakers. Officer Howard was born in Orlando, Florida, and moved to Maryland in 2008. Officer Howard attended Stevenson University, where he graduated in 2020 with a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. Officer Howard would like to thank his classmates, friends, and most importantly, his family and fiancée for their unwavering support. From the Hagerstown Police Department, Officer Jeffrey Nichols. Officer Jeffrey Nichols is a 42-year-old graduate, the old man in the class, of the Washington County Police Academy. Officer Nichols is being penned by his wife, Alicia, their son, Cole, and their daughter, Brooke. She's been anxious since she got here. Officer Nichols was born and raised in Frederick County, Maryland. He's a 99 graduate of Walkersville High School. Officer Nichols would like to give a special thanks to his wife, Alicia, for all her love, support, and encouragement throughout the academy. He would also like to thank his family, friends, and classmates for all their support and help through the journey of becoming a police officer. He would also like to thank his father and Dale for looking down and guiding him throughout this endeavor. From the Hagerstown Police Department, Officer Chastity Plummer. Officer Chastity Plummer is a 28-year-old graduate of the Washington County Police Academy. Officer Plummer is being penned by her husband, Ryan, and daughter, JC. Officer Plummer received her Associates of Science degree in Criminal Justice from Allegheny College of Maryland in 2018. Prior to attending the Washington County Police Academy, Officer Plummer was employed as a deputy sheriff with the Bedford County Sheriff's Office in Bedford, Pennsylvania. Officer Plummer would like to thank her family and friends for their support throughout the academy. Officer Plummer also wants to wish her classmates safe and rewarding careers. From the Hagerstown Police Department, Officer Faith Wilson. Officer Faith Wilson is a 22-year-old graduate of the Washington County Police Academy. Officer Wilson is being penned by her parents, Phyllis and Richard Wilson. Officer Wilson was born and raised in Hagerstown, Maryland. Officer Wilson graduated from Gannon University in 2021 with a bachelor's degree in criminal justice with a magna cum laude honors. Officer Wilson would like to thank her boyfriend, family, and friends for their support in her journey to becoming a police officer. From the Washington County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Sean Bankson. Deputy Sean Bankson is a 23-year-old graduate of the Washington County Police Academy. Deputy Bankson is being penned by his parents, Jane Sugart, and retired U.S. Army paramedic Brent Bankson. Deputy Bankson graduated from James Buchanan High School in 2018. Following high school, he enlisted in the U.S. Army Reserves and is currently serving as a military police officer. After completing basic and advanced individual training, Deputy Bankson attended Penn State Altoona and received his bachelor's degree in criminal justice. Deputy Bankson would like to thank his friends and family for their support and love. From the Washington County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Stephen Bentley. Deputy Stephen Bentley is a 24-year-old graduate of the Washington County Police Academy. Deputy Bentley will be penned by his brother, Corporal George Bentley IV of the Frederick City Police Department. Deputy Bentley graduated from Walkersville High School in 2016. He also graduated from Frederick Community College with an associate degree in criminal justice. Deputy Bentley would like to thank God, his family, friends, loved ones, and classmates who helped and supported him throughout his journey to become a Washington County Sheriff's Deputy. Deputy Bentley would like to leave you with a verse from the book of Psalms, 23:4, "Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff comfort me." From the Washington County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Joshua Davis. Deputy Joshua Davis is a 23-year-old graduate of the Washington County Police Academy. Deputy Davis is being penned by his father, Lance Davis, mother, Karen Cranack, wife, Taylor Davis, and son, Hayden Davis. Prior to the Washington County Police Academy, Deputy Davis graduated from Clear Spring High School in 2017 and entered work in the electrical field for 4 years. Deputy Davis would like to thank his family, friends, fellow classmates, and especially his wife for the continued support and motivation in becoming a deputy sheriff. Deputy Davis would also like to wish his fellow classmates a rewarding and safe career. From the Washington County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Brandon Dillman. Deputy Brandon Dillman is a 21-year-old graduate of the Washington County Police Academy. Deputy Dillman is being penned by Sergeant Alan Matheny of the Washington County Sheriff's Office. Deputy Dillman graduated from the Washington County Technical High School in 2019. In 2020, Deputy Dillman accepted the position of cadet with the Washington County Sheriff's Office to further his training, knowledge, and experience before entering the Police Academy. Deputy Dillman would like to thank God, his family, friends, and fellow classmates for their continued support and help in his journey to becoming a deputy sheriff. From the Washington County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Sarah Sutton. Apparently, she has a large fan base here today. Deputy Sarah Sutton is a 21-year-old graduate of the Washington County Police Academy. Deputy Sutton is being penned by her cousin, Joseph Procopio, and mother, Teresa Sutton. Prior to attending the Washington County Police Academy, Deputy Sutton graduated from the Washington County Technical High School Criminal Justice Program and received her associate's degree from the Hagerstown Community College in Administration of Justice. Deputy Sutton would like to thank her friends, family, as well as her fellow graduates of Class 06 for their support and motivation for her new career. From the Washington County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Ashley Wilbraham. I think you brought the same fan base. Deputy Ashley Wilbraham is a 23-year-old graduate of the Washington County Police Academy. Deputy Wilbraham is being penned by her brother, Ryan Shrewsbury. Deputy Wilbraham was raised in Knoxville, Maryland, and graduated from the Boonesboro High School in 2017. Deputy Wilbraham would like to thank her family, friends, and classmates for the memories and support throughout the academy. Deputy Wilbraham would also like to wish her fellow classmates a safe and rewarding career. We're having some technical difficulties. Ladies and gentlemen, each graduating class chooses amongst themselves a person to speak on behalf of the class to represent them. The cadet speaker for Class 06, Deputy Joshua Davis.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Deputy Joshua Davis, and I would like to welcome you all to the graduation of the Washington County Police Academy's Class 06. I'd like to extend our gratitude for taking the time to support us this evening. As this first chapter of our career has come to an end, all I have to say is wow. Wow, what an experience these past 7 months have been. I definitely think I can speak for my fellow classmates when I say these past 200 days have been some of the most physically, mentally, and emotionally challenging days of our lives. It truly is an incredible feeling standing here today beside 13 other brothers and sisters who 7 months ago I didn't know. On a hot, early Monday morning in July, my fellow classmates and I lined up outside of the Academy building, wondering what this journey would hold, wondering who our instructors were, what life would be like, and what challenges we would be presented. Well, it didn't take long to figure most of those out. That first Thursday was the nature walk, a test of mental fortitude, physical abilities, and leadership skills compiled in an 8-hour trek through the woods. Oh, and testing our knowledge on trees along the way, too. That day took a class of strangers and morphed us into a team ready to combat any challenge that was thrown our way. And let me tell you, the challenges did not let up. One of the biggest concepts through the Academy was no man left behind. As the Academy pushed on, we were always pushed to our limits academically, physically, and emotionally. With each new day, our bond as a team continued to grow. From pepper spray day, when we physically had to fight through the pain and complete a tactical course, to academics, when if someone was struggling on a certain topic, others would help them understand it. During our studies, we looked deep into the makeup of today's society, the makeup of this profession, what we stand for, and who we want to become as law enforcement leaders. We were forced to look deep inside ourselves to get a better understanding of what makes each of us so different and yet so similar. We had weeks of defensive tactics, fighting all day and coming home bloodied and bruised. Evac, which was a week-long test of our driving skills and knowledge away from our families. Then came the over month-long firearms course. One moment from firearms that will last with me for a lifetime is the move and shoot course. The last person was moving through the course everyone else had passed and was anxiously watching. As the last shooter completed the course, the range was dead silent. We were all on the edge, waiting to hear the score. When they said it was a passing score, we all just could not hold back our excitement. It was a moment that showed me we were no longer just classmates. We were now family. As the Academy pushed on, we continued to learn, grow, and hone our skills. The stories we've shared, the good and the bad, have brought us to tears at times, but those tears have been shared by a friend who knows the pain and sacrifices made. Those stories brought upon us profound moments that will guide us forward and make us stronger. It was no surprise to me, but for every tear shed, the smiles grew, and the sounds of laughter became our banner. There is real love here within this group, and the honor I feel standing among everyone is amazing. On behalf of Class 06, I want to address the families and loved ones here today. You have played a crucial role in supporting these men and women these past 29 weeks and throughout the beginning of their careers. This hasn't been easy on you. We want you to know that every drop of blood, sweat, and tears shed here was with purpose, to make us better in our professional lives and at home. All 14 of us here today chose this profession to protect and serve, and without your support and love, we wouldn't be able to fulfill our calling, and for that, we cannot thank you enough. Lastly, we would like to thank Sergeant Kemmer, Sergeant Heckman, Lieutenant Murray, and all the other instructors who have taught, guided, coached, and cared for us in our journey of putting on the badge and trying to make a difference. Without each and every one of you, we would not be on this stage right now. These past 200 days have been some of the most demanding and enjoyable days of our lives, and definitely some of the most memorable. As we all part our ways to our respective departments, we will see different things, experience different calls, and police in different ways. The one thing we will all hold in common is the goal of protecting and serving our communities. Class 06, be humble, but at the same time, relish the fact that you are good at what you do. Continue to build on your confidence for future opportunities. Better yourself, each other, and our profession with honor, integrity, courage, loyalty, attitude, discipline, and service. Be proud of who you are, love your families, and get home every day. Throughout the academy, we took pictures and videos as we faced each new experience. To show our family and friends a look into our life at the academy, I present to you our class video. Thank you.
Class, attention!
Ladies and gentlemen, Washington County Police Academy, Class 06, at the direction of Officer First Class Thomas Wolf and Sergeant Stuart Heckman, will now retire the class flag.
Retrieve flag!
The class flag, or guidon, is a tradition whereas an academy class creates a design that best describes or represents the members of that class. It is solely designed by the class, is carried everywhere, held in high regard, and never surrendered until now.
Present on!
This class flag or guidon will be retired during this ceremony to signify the end of the Washington County Police Academy Class 06 and the beginning of the next phase of each new officer's journey. The class guidon will be replaced with the Washington County Police Academy flag, which will be proudly displayed by the Washington County Police Academy, Class 07, until which time they have created their own guidon.
Order. On. Post.
The last function that the Washington County Police Academy Class 06 will perform together is the taking of the oath of honor given by Sergeant Patrick Kemmer.
Prepare to raise right hand. Raise hand.
On my honor,
On my honor,
I will never betray my badge,
I will never betray my badge,
my integrity,
my integrity,
my character of the public trust.
my character of the public trust.
I will always have the courage
I will always have the courage
to hold myself and others accountable for our actions.
to hold myself and others accountable for our actions.
I will always uphold the Constitution,
I will always uphold the Constitution,
my community,
my community,
and the agency I serve.
and the agency I serve.
Prepare to lower hand. Lower hand.
Fire! Dolan!
Honor, integrity, courage, loyalty, attitude, discipline, service.
Class, for the last time!
Class 06!
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the graduates of the Washington County Police Academy Class 06.